Hey there, in today's video, I'm going to be featuring one of my favorite little crafty gadgets, a wood graining tool. And I'm also going to be working with some chalk paint, which I also happen to love. I'm working with the color Cotton by Dixie Belle. I've also got this white bottle, which has just water in it, it's a mister bottle, some rags, a paintbrush, and then this 18-inch wooden circle, which is made from Baltic pine. It's a 1/4 inch thick. It has a pretty wood grain, but I'm going to show you how this wood grain tool really works. So when I'm working on like a drier surface like this wood here, I spritzed it with a little bit of water just to help my paint kind of move across the surface. And I'm just going to work in this one little small spot of the circle to get us started on this cool technique. So I've got my whole surface covered in the paint. Now I'm taking my tool. The one I happen to have comes with multiple attachments. I'm using the widest attachment in the package. It makes, to me, I really like it for this size project. But this is rubber. This little orange head that's on this handle, it's rubber. And when you do a dragging and a rocking motion, you are dragging paint off, creating a pattern. It's actually pretty neat. It also has some other little things that's got, things that you can drag it and create different patterns and that sort of stuff. But I tend to just focus on the wood grain. Now, the trickiest part about this technique, and I slowed that down for you on one go there, and I'll do that again for the rest of it. We're going to go ahead and just cover the rest of the circle in wet paint. It's important to make sure your paint is not dry when you are using this tool. So if you feel like you don't work super fast or it's your first time using it, just definitely work in small sections there. But while this paint is still wet, the trickiest part, like I said, I was starting to say, is not getting each one of your lines of wood grain identical. And that is all in your technique. That is how long you drag before you lift your wrist up and rock. And so let's slow it down here so you can see what I mean. So you can see rock and drag and a rock and a drag. And I'm purposely trying to make sure that that line of wood grain does not match the line above it. So in between, I'm sort of spritzing my tool with water. I clean it really well after I'm done using it. But because you are dragging paint off the surface, it does get into the grooves there. So we're going to finish this up. I love the way it looks. It's just so much stronger of a wood grain look, considering even though I am working on, a wood piece. So keep in mind, because you're creating this faux wood grain, you could do this on all kinds of stuff. You could, instead of like stripping the top of a dresser or something, you could, do a faux wood grain look on it if you didn't want to mess with it with just paints. And so it's really neat to play with. I just wanted to kind of feature it and show it to you today. Another important tip is if you're using this, before you do anything else to your project, in this instance, I'm making a door hanger, so I'll be applying like a permanent vinyl and greenery and bow and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure that this piece is really good and dry because the wood graining tool makes different thicknesses of paint, and you want to make sure that's all dry. So how cute is this? With the black vinyl, I mean, I could have done anything, but I just happen to be making this cute little design for you dog lovers out there. But let me know what you think about this tool if you want to give it a try on something. I appreciate you watching. You have a great day.